Hello, this is Mike, NoStressMike.com. I thought I was gonna. What I really wanted to talk about was in combat, and most people, when they think of combat, they see big burly guys and all the gear on them and all this kind of stuff. And it's funny because that's not what it's all about. Most of the stuff, on that kind of stuff, when you see that stuff, that's for their protection. That's what they're doing. It's not combat, it's for protecting them. And I say bulletproof vests and headgear and all this kind of stuff. But it's funny. People, they focus on that kind of stuff in the movies because it's a visual. And on TV and all this kind of stuff, they set everything up for visuals. Hey, hola. And they don't really. When you're seeing such a small part of a combat situation when you're seeing the visual. And what I'm talking about is there's so much in the detail. And they can't show you this in the movies. But I keep wondering, why is it when I get ridiculed, it's a lot of times it's from people that they really don't know anything. They don't have the experience. And I can't figure all this stuff out. And it dawned on me. I say I work out 2 or 3 times a day. And my workout is not like going to the gym and pumping iron. My workout is with weapons of some type. And I do a repetitive type of stuff because I've got a plan. I'm able to repeat this plan, and it has worked 100% of the time. And this plan has been modified through the years, and it's changed not only from situations I get in, but also I get older. I do things different. I say we're going back to the appearance because my threat would see me different now. So my moves has changed to keep up with what it is. I say now I'm older, and my threat gets closer to me. When I was younger, they wouldn't get close. When I was younger, I had to chase them down. When I was younger, things were different. And this is what I was trying to think. Well, how has things changed, and how are things have not changed? And but it came across when I just got done doing my exercises, and my exercise only lasts maybe 3 to 5 minutes. And but anyway, it dawned on me right there. Why am I doing this? This particular type of exercise. And it's like Tai Chi is what it is. And you see him going this kind of slow stuff like that. Okay, and I'm in the self-defense. Self-defense is I'm here, you are not, and I'm not going to allow you to be here because you're coming here to harm me. So you are coming into my space. And what it dawned on me is I keep trying to figure out ways to counter my self-defense moves. And up to now, it's worked. It's worked 100% of the time. And so I'm trying to think, okay, how would I do this? How could I enter my zone? And I've mentioned some of this stuff before, and I was talking about like you're in on gravel next to grass or something. So in other words, their footing, your threat's footing is used to gravel, and now they step in the grass and it changes their footing. And it's the same thing. I think I mentioned it before. If you're a city, everything's a concrete jungle, and what you do is you put gravel or broken glass down, and as they're coming to you, you're not stepping on it. You're stepping on a good firm concrete, but they have to step on the gravel or broken glass or some unsure footing before they get to you, because what they're doing is changing their minds, and their attack tactics are changing. Each step that they get closer to you, it's changing more and more and more. So that's why you put the unstable ground, because it's unstable. They're going to change their tactics again. So, but what made me think, it's kind of like bowling. Bowling. The first trick to bowling is having the steps, the proper steps. There's the line, and to get to that line is where you're going to drop the ball. Think of it as that dropping the ball is your attack. However it is you're going to attack, whether it's a tomahawk, a knife, a shovel, a stick, with your bare hands, it doesn't make any difference. That line where you're going to drop that ball, that's where the attack starts. Okay, so as you're coming up to the line, you're walking, you're stepping your step. That's why it's practice. Bowling takes practice. Your steps are steps, and then you let the ball go. And when you let the ball go smoothly, when your attack goes smoothly and everything is on time, that ball will go straight down the lane, just right, just exactly how you want it. Now, if you let loose a little early, a little late, it's going to make the change of your bowling ball. It's the same thing in combat, and I've talked about that. I told you the only time you need to worry is, okay, if like this is the knife, and when you don't have to worry, and now you have to worry because you're there. Okay, so all you gotta do is don't be there, and then it doesn't work. Okay, so in other words, don't be at the time when it's danger. All this, the guy, he'll pull out a knife and all this stuff, and then you think, oh, I'm scared. Don't be scared yet. Now's the time to be scared. So, and that's what you're doing. You're avoiding that one split of a second. Okay, now remember, they're taking these steps, and they're stepping right. Remember when you're bowling. I think everybody's going bowling. But anyway, when you're bowling and you see your stepping is wrong, and then let me see if I can even show this to you here. So you step, and then when you see, uh-oh, it's wrong, you like that. You see what I'm saying? You're making up because, uh-oh, I'm not right. So you kind of changing your stepping. It's the same thing in combat. And like I say, that's why self-defense is so much different than the combat itself, the attacking stuff. This is why police and military aren't good at self-defense, because, like I say, they're most of the time they're at the attack, so they're moving in. And yes, we're just talking about the personal. So in other words, right there's the line, right there's where you are. In other words, I've got to change my steps before I get to you, because if my step is wrong when I'm getting to you and I try to harm you in some way, I'm going to miss you. It won't be smooth and accurate. and it'll be easier for you to get out of the way. That's what I was talking about, having, if it's on concrete, having gravel or glass or something like that to make it unstable, because their stepping is going to be incorrect, and that's more of your advantage, and that's less they're going to be effective on what they do. So the timing on your stepping is what the difference. When you're doing self-defense, you're staying in one spot. You are coming to harm me. I'm not going to bother you. You're the one coming to me. That's the biggest difference. And so, and that's why people find it hard to understand my tactics are so much different than police and military. They're the ones that are coming in. I'm not doing nothing. I'm just minding my own business. I'm staying right here. And that applies to the three-man militia. That's why I say, that's why they're so effective. It's your home area, it's your community. They're doing the same thing, but it's just on a bigger basis. And instead of the steps like that, they're still doing the same steps. They have to get people in position before they can do their certain things. Just like your steps, one has got to be right in front of the other, just at the right space before you can be effective. They're doing the same thing when it comes to they're coming into your area. So that's I hope I did a better job of explaining and trying to help people understand the difference between self-defense and why we have the advantage when we're doing self-defense, and that's why we can be much more effective. This is Mike, NoStressMike.com.